Hello, welcome. And today I want to explain about a project which is push you into a party, future ready talent. Okay, I started streaming now, and I opened my project in GitHub Visual Studio. Visual Studio is a tool that which is code, it displays the code, and this is my Django code, which is I build this website in Django. And I want to explain about the flow of an Django framework, and which is MVT architecture, model view and template architecture. We know that it is a MVT architecture. First we want to declare about the models, and first I want to start with the models, how to create the models and how to connect it into the DB, SQLite DB. And first of all, I want to discuss about models.py here. And first of all, with I need to explain about which is the application and which is the presentation logic, which is the project level, and which is application level. And this is the first folder, and in that folder we are created by the project by typing command Django admin and create project and project name. Here project name. By doing this we can prepare our project in Django, and defaultly it creates all things, and it creates like this. And which is first it creates project level. This command creates the project level, and next we want to create the application level. And that application level when we want to create application level, we can type python space manage.py start app name. By doing this we can create an application level project. In the project level we have init.py, settings.py, urls and views, and this is the application level. Okay, this is the project level, means we have templates and project levels. Okay, first we need to create a model. Model means it's a backend, and models in the models.py we create a model. I create a model first. This is a sample project that I need to push into the parties. And to do, it is a class to do models.model, and we created a model. This is connected to the backend, and in the backend we have, it shows like that. Okay, it is a SQLite viewer. SQLite viewer can shows us to SQL database. And this is a to-do list. This is a to-do list application. It is a table that is created by the SQLite viewer. And next models are created. Next it is reflected in the views. In the views we have several functions are there. That functions are reflected into the front end, means model and views are combined together and reflected the templates. In the templates we have two files are there, base.html and index.html. In the base.html we have some code here, and this code is reflected in the front end. And base.html is a HTML code which we can reflect into the another code. In the Django we have an advantage. What does that mean? It is when a template file are reflected into another template file. It is a very good advantage in the Django. Okay, then after completing my project, I can run this command to run my project in local server. Yes. Okay, I want to go to the next. This is the path is incorrect. Then I want to go to the next. Develop. Okay. Then I run this command. Python manage.py run server. It creates a local server, and the local server address is 127.0.0.1 8000. I want to open in my account. Yeah, this is my account. Yes, it is a to-dos application. Okay, it is my result. Okay, when we created do laundry and add this work, it is a result. Okay, it is basically why I am doing this means it decreases the pressure of in a mind, because when we are looking into the to-do list means basically human are very pressure to nowadays we are going work pressures, and by doing this to-do list we can decrease our pressure by looking into the list we have. Okay, and next when it is very clear about our works, and need to that after completing our work we can mark down it is completed, and then we have a relaxed and our pressure. That is very good idea about my intention and about this project. And next this is want to push into the GitHub next. Okay, and I want to create my repository here. I take a new tab here and creating GitHub repository. In the getting repository we have new, and in that new I creating to-do list tab, to-do list repository name, and I'm creating my repository here. Then I want to first we need to download git from the Chrome, otherwise we don't get this. And okay, first we go to the GitHub here, and next I want to init these files into GitHub. Means this is already have, that's why I'm going to delete this folder, some of the projects here, and need to delete this folder, git folder here. I developed this one before, that's why I'm checking my files, there is any git here or git not here, git ignore here. Then I want to use git ignore to ignore any files before getting into the GitHub. Okay, next I need to init my GitHub. First command is git init and enter, then git inited, and git add dot all means git add space dot means it adding all files into the GitHub. Okay, then I enter, and all files are added to the GitHub stream, and that GitHub stream can go to the main origin main. Okay, when we are copy this last 4 lines in the GitHub when you are created a new repository, then paste into the your Visual Studio, then hit enter, then you can create a repository and pushing into the GitHub. In several files are there. When you have a several files, it is a very good idea like this to push into the GitHub. Then I want to refresh this. This reflects as the repositories. Okay, I pushed my application into GitHub immediately. Okay, then I need to deploy this project into my Azure. Means I need to create an Azure account. For that I have an student developer pack account in my hand, and I opening this account. Then when we have that account means okay, this is a procedure when you are creating a static web apps or web application services by using Azure services. And go to the first resources, create a resource, and then create a web app. Creating a web app, and when we are creating a web app means it asks for the new resource group. Okay, I am creating a new resource group, that is to-do list app, to-do list resource group, and hit enter. And thus this is means it is Azure dot it is defaultly shows as it is a link to the our website. I am doing this a to-do list. It is checking, it is not available here. Then we conclude that it is we want to change this name and to-do list app. It's showing that it is not there. I want to change to-do list. It is not there. To-do list. It is not there. After to-do list. Not there. List. To-do list. Not there. To-do lists are there. I am checking whether the domain is available to me or not. Okay, I am checking for that only. Okay, next we to-do list application. Okay, no problem. And Azure to-do list. Okay, checking it is available or not. The app is not available. Okay, to-do list Azure, checking that. Okay, it's not available. Azure Cloud. Oh, it is only that domain name is available to me. That's why I am creating this domain name. And runtime stack is I am choosing that it is very complicated, because carefully we can choose this. Before choosing the runtime stack, we need to run this command in your Visual Studio, that Python --- version. We have our version here. My version is 3.11.2. Then I choose my 3.11 here. Okay, and I choose Central India because I'm in India. That's why. Okay, it's showing premium account. First, we want to take a basic planning. It is easy to take basic B1 plan. It is very easy to here, and review and create reviews, and it creates a resource group, and it gives an overview of our web app services, and hit create. It immediately creates our web app. It took some time. After deployment, it shows that deployment center. We want to go to the deployment center, and we attach our GitHub into Microsoft. Then we push into the GitHub into Microsoft services. It is very easy. Web app service is very easy, and static web app means without frameworks, when we are going to deploy that web services into the Microsoft. It is not mandatory. When we are using any frameworks like Django or Flask, and then we are able to do this resource group. And here I have deployment is successful, and go to resources, and go to deployment center. It is running. These resources are running, and go to deployment center. We have this deployment center. In this, we have several options are there. I can show you. It's took some time to reload. Okay, it's asking for me to the source code where your code is there, where your code is. My code is in GitHub. Okay, I created. I clicked that in the GitHub. Okay. Next, what is your organization? Means it shows what is your organization. It is my organization is 3212. My GitHub means GitHub name, username, and GitHub which type of repository you have. It is to-do list repository. Next, we have main branch. I push it into my project into main branch. That is, and I want to preview my file here. It is a workflow of GitHub repositories. Okay, workflow configuration in the GitHub workflow main to-do list AZURECLOUD .yml. It is a workflow, means it is a main file. without this we can't run our file, run our project into Azure cloud. Okay, then preview file and save, hit save, and then it creates our website, and after some time it successfully set up deployment, and go to the Azure GitHub and refresh here. It shows like it is doing some actions here. Okay, it go, this is running, this shows running. Okay, go to the actions in GitHub. It shows that add or update the Azure App Services build and deploy workflow, which means which is used to create our app into deployment center. It's showing like a error, we have an error. What this means, one code error. I don't know what is that error. Installing dependencies, it is the most common error while we are deploying into the Azure, because we have an error open, error files means it's showing like a requirements files are not requirements.txt is not found, and like that errors are there. Somewhat errors are like this. We need to check this into, and of course I don't have any requirement.txt here. Then we create a requirement.txt, then problem is solved. Okay, and I want to create this requirement.txt. Okay, I don't have any requirement.txt here. Then I need to create a requirement.txt, and I'm checking Django versions are there, because what is my Django version and how can deploy my project into Django version. Django is okay. It's not showing any Django versions here, and we have any requirement files here, and it's not reflecting my requirement files. Then we need to create go to add file, go to file. We need to add a file into this file. Go to add file and create a file. Name that file into requirement.txt, requirements.txt, and before that, and go to the Django requirement. Okay. What is your Django version is there, and what type of versions you are using, it is shows like here. Okay, I need to add this file, and it shows like that. It is not here. It's creating a requirement.txt. When you are created a new file, or when you are changes a file into in your project, then immediately reflect into the GitHub, and that GitHub reflected into the real-time project when we are connected together. Okay, this is the process when a new project are running in our local folder, local server, and while going to the production gives us a lot of errors while in our framework. Then we need to read carefully, and we can solve our problems. Okay, thank you for watching this. Thanks for watching this.